Hey there, rock and rollers. You're watching Axe Attack with Reverend Gabe. And today's sermon is on this 1975 Ovation Preacher. So, ready for a sermon on rock and roll? Okay, let's take a look. This is from 1975. It is there's the headstock, usual Ovation headstock, ebony fretboard. Got these two humbucking pickups here, and this weird bridge with this plastic piece that looks like one of those phantom tops that was popular on cars at the time. So if you didn't have a convertible, you could have a car that looked like a convertible. I knew this guitar was not going to smell great when I got it. Sure enough, it smells like the 70s, but I'll let it air out. Has a stereo output, but I haven't tried that out yet. This is the regular mono output, so let's hear how it sounds. Plays beautifully so far. So here is the neck pickup. Sounds great, nice and rich, but not too rich, not like muddy rich, not buddy rich, you know? Middle position. Usually not a fan of middle positions, but man, that one sounds nice. Let's try the bridge position. Man, that sounds like sugar there. All three of those sound really spectacular. 24 fret neck, what do you know? Brand new strings on this, by the way, so if it goes right out of tune, that's why. Let's see, back here we've got Ovation branded Schaller tuners. This bridge is really weird. It has brass saddles and this plastic piece here. And let's see. I should, get a strap that pairs with this. The one that I happen to have, and just hanging out here was white. It doesn't look right on it at all, but I'll get something that looks cool with it. But so far, impressions are very good. It's lightweight, yet solid feeling. These, by the way, are Dunlop strap buttons. So if I had Dunlop strap locks on these things, I could attach it without having to change them. Maybe I'll use Dunlops instead of my usual Schallers or Schaller style that I like. This, by the way, has a nice feel to it. This switch feels nice. It does not travel very much from the center position when you move it. It's kind of, feels. Feels real sturdy. Okay, middle position. Yeah, back to the middle position. There we go. These pickups, by the way, like whisper quiet humbuckers, and they're nice and high output, but they're fairly bright. They're not, muddy like a high output pickup might sometimes be. I don't know if they're Alnico 2s or Alnico 5s or what, but they sound really nice. Changing strings, by the way, could be a little easier. This silly looking thing here kind of gets in the way, so you kind of have to fish around underneath it to get at them. It also looks like if you want to adjust the intonation, you'd need to use a really tiny, somewhat specialized screwdriver to do it. So, pickups are cool looking, and right how I got it. This is an old guitar, but the setup seems fine. At least if I do this thing, hold down the string here and here, the relief looks just right to my eye, feels just right. Intonation, I'm not sure about, and if I do have to adjust that, it'll probably be somewhat of a pain because of this thing, but what can I say? This is a nice piece of axe here. In terms of the design and stuff, I mean, it's a unique design. It's not exactly like any sort of Fender or Gibson or Gretsch or anything like that. The thing it is closest to, I would say, is the double cut Les Paul. And in the hands, that is what it feels the most like. It's got like a Gibson style scale length. And it's weighted about like a double cut Les Paul would be. So, less than the big thick bodied single cutaway Les Pauls. And yeah, this is a little different here. It is both, the neck is both glued and bolted on. So it's done Fender and Gibson style. Very sturdy feeling neck, doesn't feel like it's going anywhere. Partly probably because of that, and partly because of that ebony fretboard too. You don't usually see ebony fretboards. You're more likely to find a rosewood if you got a dark fretboard. So I mean, that's the middle position. I don't usually like middle positions. And here's the bridge. Back to the middle, yeah. Plays beautifully. Let's see, fingers. That's the middle. Bridge, what I wouldn't usually do fingers with. Actually could work. It could be, funk or some other style that would have been popular in 1975. Let's try the neck pickup with fingers. Sounds nice too. So, as you can see, I haven't even gotten into that stereo feature. Haven't even tried, turning down the tone knobs or anything like that, but, haven't tried any effects on it. But just straight clean into my AC30, this thing sounds and plays totally great. Made in the US of A. So, yeah, I mean, if I had to criticize anything about this guitar, it would be, well, it does not have a neck binding. That's not a big deal. I mean, it's just bling. But I would say that, I mean, this thing on the bridge is a little silly, but it's kind of cool too. And, if you get any guitar from the 70s, it's gonna smell like the 70s. And the 70s were not a good smelling decade, just between all the cigarettes and the water beds and stuff. But, luckily it's not an acoustic, it's not a hollow body, it can air out. Put some baking soda in the case. Non-original case, by the way, but one that seems to work, and it's kind of groovy. It's purple on the inside. Not a perfect fit, and bangs around a little bit on the inside, but... Like, I can see why, like Glenn Campbell could get down with something like this. Josh Homme from Queens of the Stone Age played some sort of 80s Ovation electric, probably one that's not much like this. Alex Turner from the Arctic Monkeys played one that I think was the one that looks sort of like this one, but it has a single cutaway, and I think it has single coil pickups rather than humbuckers. And yeah, I should probably show this a little closer. These Hummers here, they got kind of the mesh stuff underneath each whole thing, or I guess that's what you call them, or I guess not really. I wouldn't call it mesh. It just looks like a magnet. Yeah, they're cool though. They, you know, remind me of something you'd find on like a Burns guitar or something like that. And this, it's like a beautiful finish. It's probably polyurethane. Polyurethane is nice and shiny, and it's a very tough, resilient finish. However, if you do get any chips or nicks or anything like that in it, they look a lot uglier than they would on nitro. So nitro gets a lot more scratches and nicks and things, but it looks good with those, whereas this kind of thicker finish, if it gets those scrapes and dents and things, they look pretty bad. But this one's got barely any of those to speak of. I mean, it's got some sort of finish crack thing going on here. There's a bunch of wacky stuff right there, but and aside from that, it's in pretty good shape. I guess the finish on this line here, where this meets this, there's, you know, some kind of imperfections happening in the finish over there, but you know, that's fine. This is you know, 6 years older than I am, and it is still delivering the sermon on rock and roll. So would I recommend getting one of these? Yeah, get 5 of them. Yeah, this is a great guitar. There you have it. 1975 Ovation Preacher.